Hey guys, I'm Tech from Tech Driven, and today I'm going to show you how to replace a light bulb in a Lexus IS250. I have done a video regarding replacing the light bulb, but I only did one side, and of course I had a lot of comments, a lot of complaints, a lot of requests to get the other side done. Well, today is your lucky day. I'm actually going to show you how to replace light bulbs on both sides in this video. So let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Tech and thank you for visiting my channel. So today's task is going to be replacing the light bulb in the IS250. So of course there's a few things that you're going to need. You're going to need tools, of course. One big item will be a flathead screwdriver and some gloves. Which color you choose is really up to you. You can use black, yellow, green. I just get the ones that are on sale because you will get a little dirty. So let's pop the hood. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop out the clips all over. We know we have to take all those plastics off. So using a screwdriver, what you wanna do is pry a little bit and take those off. If you need those clips, I have a link in the description below. They're fairly cheap and available. Because one thing you notice, some of them are already missing. That's because over the time, they do pop out. Or the dealerships or anybody who's servicing your car for oil changes stuff just forgets to put them back in. Boom. Since we're doing both sides, we're gonna get all of the plastics off. Both sides. One thing I forgot to mention is make sure you disconnect your battery before working on the light bulbs, because there's an electrical current shock warning there. And of course make sure your light bulbs haven't been used at least an hour or more, because they do get hot and you don't want to burn yourself. So remember, there's a screw flathead, sort of like a screw that you gotta tighten it here. So just to show you how much I appreciate that all the support I'm been getting on my channel is today is 90 degrees and I'm working on this freaking car replacing light bulb. Just because I tried to do it earlier, and every time I tried it, it was just simply raining, so I couldn't do it. But today is 9 degrees, really nice sunny weather. It's slightly maybe cooler in the shade, but I just want to show you my appreciation to all my supporters on my channel, that I will do it because you asked. And I really gratefully appreciate that you came down, subscribed to my channel. So I will deliver. I'm using a lapel mic today because it's actually quite loud. There's a couple ACs running around. There's some construction going down in the backyard. So hopefully you're not gonna hear most of it. So I got the front cover off. I need to get the sides cover off. Oh, still holding, huh? That's a lot of unscrewing. Second cover. This side cover as well. Already unscrewed. So as I mentioned before, we're gonna start off with the passenger side first because it's easier, and this is actually the light bulb I really need to replace versus the other side. However, I'm gonna show the other side as well. So, next step would be to disconnect the air filter right here. Do it slowly, don't break the cables. Disconnect this from here. Clips to remove the filter cover, 4 of them. We're gonna lift it. This one always gets stuck. Remember, there's a hose here. So we're gonna just move it on the side. I think it's time to replace the filters. Time, huh? It's like bugs. Look at that. Bugs and all kind of crap in it. Oh well. But I don't have a spare one, so I'm gonna have to order one. So this is a regular air filter. So if you haven't done one in a while, might as well just order it before you actually get into it. I'll have a link in the description as well if you want to buy it. Everything you can pretty much get off Amazon. Most of the time next day or 2-day delivery. So now that we got this out of the way, we need to get that cover off because it is in the way. So we need to get our, I believe, 10mm ratchet. So I noticed that 10mm is pretty much the most popular socket size when it comes to working on cars. So definitely make sure you have plenty of number 10mm sockets. Look at that, one clip even made it inside the filter. All right, let's get this out of the way, and that should give us full access to the light bulb. So of course, if you don't have a full extension, what you need, you can use a bunch of small ones and just stop them. I just so happened to left my other toolbox at home, so I gotta work with what I have here. And we're gonna need to take the one of the screws here. All right. Now that we're taking this off, all right, so in here we got this cover right here, and that's where the light bulb is. So I'm gonna pop it up, and there's this cover here. Just twist it, and it actually should come off. Remember, there could be some discharge, electric high current discharge on this still, so we'll be really careful. There's metal pins, and it's a light bulb. Will this be a great thumbnail? All right, let me get a new light bulb. So those light bulbs, as you can see, don't really fail. They slowly fail. They start working, and that could be because the shitty light bulb, or it could be that the ballast is slowly failing and it's just producing too much current into the light bulb, and that throws it automatically off, and that's why the light bulb just stops working. So let me get a new light bulb and we can get going. All right, so I got the new light bulb. This is actually a 6K light bulb that I got in the past. This is the OEM Philips version, which are quite expensive, but you can get a cheaper version. Hopefully you can see made in Germany, and that's what you're really paying for. All right, so let me get that light bulb in. There's a little groove here that we're gonna match, and I believe it's on the bottom. So we're gonna slowly put the light bulb in, and you can tell whether it's, when you put it all the way in and it doesn't turn. Then we can take our pins here, the brackets here that hold it in place, snap them in place. All right, that's in. As you can see, just double check visually. You don't want to have the light bulb running around there. Okay, so it's clockwise to lock it in. It should be all set. Comes with this light bulb. So we're gonna put our cover back on. Come on! Alright. And it's on. We can put a cover, our filter box in. Filter. So I'm gonna speed this up so I don't waste you guys' time. Alright, so the outside is done. Pretty much this was it. Now let's get to this side. So now let's get to this side. As I mentioned, look at that. We got a little bit dirty. That's why you want gloves. And if you need gloves and you don't want to go out to the store and buy them, you can check out the link in the description and order them from Amazon, of course. Remember, this is affiliate link, but any help is appreciated. So on this side, you think it's difficult, but it's really not. So first thing we're gonna wanna do is, you see that windshield fluid canister? Well, we're gonna have to unscrew that one. That's how you can tell that it has never been unscrewed. Here we go. And it pops off, because this is just sort of for the fluid. So believe it or not, we're done. That's all we have to do on this side. And people think it's so complicated. No, it's not. Look at that, we're done. That's all we're gonna be doing. So as you can see, lid on, it just snaps in. And that's all it is. It's just a funnel to the washing fluid canister, which is located in the bottom. Let's put that on the side. All right, so we're done with tools. So I got a lot of comments saying, you didn't show us the other side because it's difficult. Well, it's actually easier than the passenger side. All you have to do is take that reservoir cup off and you actually have access to the light bulb. Go figure, huh? So same thing here applies. Snap on, we have that cover off. And same thing in this one, we wanna counterclockwise to move the light bulb. Get the pins out, which are probably the biggest pain in the ass. And look at that. This was replaced by somebody else before. It wasn't me, maybe it was me. But it's a Harrison D4S 35 watt OJ06 light bulb. And you know what? Maybe it's a better choice. I'm gonna put a link, I'm gonna try to find a link to this light bulb as well. Cause you know what? Out of the Philips one, this one seemed to be lasting twice as long as the Philips one. But I believe this one is actually OEM temperature. Maybe that's why it lasts longer. But anyway, regarding it, I'm gonna put it back in just because this is old car and I don't really wanna replace two, even though I have them in stock here with me. But in case you're replacing light bulbs, it's probably wise to replace both of them, especially if you have the car for a long time and you haven't replaced the light bulb. If it was just, if you replaced them like let's say a year ago and one of them went out, then yeah, go ahead and replace it. So to put the light back in, remember that pin that I showed you right here? On the passenger side, it's gonna be on the bottom, versus on the driver's side, it's actually on the top. So, believe it or not, out of everything in this project is putting the brackets over the light bulb is probably the hardest part of it all, especially when you have big hands like me. And especially on this side, you kind of have to do it blindly, so take your little frustration there, but just be patient. Okay, got one, got two. Let's get it done. Now we're putting back our light bulb socket. Remember, clockwise to lock it in. Just make sure it's sitting properly. Boom. And now we're gonna put our cover back on it. All right, so there's another step we want to do. So we're pretty much done with the light bulbs. So the last step would be, before we put all the plastics on top of it, is just to turn on the lights, make sure they work. So yes, we got light. And yes, we got light. Good job. So now that we gotta put our plastics back on, and of course we don't forget our washer. We gotta plug it back in. The way I've done in the past is just push it down really hard, the whole thing. It's in a way it's a spring kind of thing. So once you get it done, it should be fine. Slowly snap it in place, still holding, put in the screw, and you're good to go. So right now this is all reassembly. Let me speed this up really quick. So don't forget to screw those in. And yes, you should watch this, fast forward it, just because you want to make sure you get all the dots crossed here when you're reassembling the car. So if you need any of those clips, I have a link in the description. You can buy them fairly cheaply. They are not a Lexus specific, they're Toyota specific, and they're really cheap, and they come by a bag, I think like 20 or 50 even, for like $5-7, whatever. I don't remember exactly, but they're fairly cheap. So if you need them, link in the description. Support my channel, thank you. But before you put them in, you want to pull them out a little bit, and this is when you put in, and then just click it in. That's all they're doing really. It's like you see here, boom, done. A lot of times if your car is really old, just get new paints. It makes your life so much easier, because they get brittle and they do break, or sometimes you drop them like I did. I'm sure it's there somewhere, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna get a couple new clips from the house, and whatever that's missing, I'm just gonna put them in, because that's what happens, I guess. And maybe they're getting brittle and just crack when you're driving around, because every time I open the hood, it seems like I'm missing one or two all the time, and most of the time it's the old ones, not the new ones. So this is how you replace light bulbs in a Lexus IS250, 350, and I believe a bunch of other models. It's really quite simple. So there's no reason why a dealership would actually ask $350 for replace a light bulb. The light bulbs, the original release OEM light bulbs, are indeed quite expensive, and that's pretty much half of the cost of almost what they're charging. I believe one of the light bulb is about $75 to $125 at the dealership, and that's what the half of the cost costs. Then of course there is some disassembly and reassembly. Overall timing, I would say, if you're doing just the passenger side, it's about 15 minutes worth of work, versus when you do the driver's side, it's about 7 to 10 minutes worth of work. So $350 in savings in 15 minutes. Oh yeah. So thank you for watching. There's a link in the description for light bulbs, gloves. If you're needing tools, let me know. I'll put that in there as well. And what else I mentioned? And of course the Toyota clips. The universal, the Toyota clips will work in a Lexus. So hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you click like, dislike, and subscribe. And thank you for coming down, checking my channel, and don't forget to support it. Check out the links in the description.